Hello everybody, Geeketiquette here, and it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been probably a month or so since my last actual vlog to let you know what's been going on and update you and all that kind of stuff. So here I am, and as you may or may not have noticed, probably the biggest difference in the vlog is the background. And that is because I have now moved to the States. I've been here since the 31st of May, and I will be here for the foreseeable. So, yeah, there's a lot going on, as you can imagine, and that's why I have not been around quite as much stream-wise and recording-wise. So all my setup is completely different, and I'm still kind of settling in and adjusting to that. For example, this is not my headset, this is my fiance's, and that's the reason why I'm here, is because I'm getting married on Thursday, in actual fact. I don't know when that will be in correlation to when this is recorded, but I'm going to try and get this out as soon as possible. Anyway, because I feel like I owe the majority of you who don't follow me on Twitter, who don't, sort of know me and not in the same Discords and what have you, if in case you didn't know, or if you didn't know my fiance and didn't follow him and stuff, as he writes and all that good stuff, and he does do some YouTube stuff. But anyway, so if you are completely out of the loop, that's totally fine. You might be brand new here and not know what's going on. And I don't expect you to look back on the old vlogs and that kind of thing. But yeah, to update you, he's American, and we're getting married, as I say. That's actually, I had my bridal shower today, which I didn't really know was a thing until it was sort of arranged, and so that's like all my stuff which I haven't put away yet. So I've got to do that. But anyway, so as you can imagine, I have been extremely busy pretty much since the moment I stepped off the plane. And so, initially I was in Atlanta for a few days, and then we came back to where I am now. So I'm in the state of Georgia, and that's all you're gonna know. And yeah, and the humidity and the food and everything. I've got a lot to adjust to, and I'm still getting there. There's still a lot of things that I'm not used to, like sweet potato with marshmallows. That's a thing. Apparently it's a very southern thing, which I did not know. And also Thanksgiving as well. And I was like, I saw somebody order it yesterday, and I was like, okay, one, it's a side. Yes, they have jacket potatoes as sides. And two, it was a sweet potato with marshmallows in it. I was like, what? What is this? So that was interesting. I even posted on Instagram about it. All my links to social media is in the description, so you can have a look if you wish. I do recommend that if you want to keep up to date with everything, to follow my Twitter, and I'm not bothered about how many followers I have. It is purely if you want to know, because I'm very active on that. And plus, if you just wanted to say hi or ask me anything or whatever it may be, then that's a great way to get in contact. I also have a Facebook page, and you can drop me a message that way too. So, and I'll reply as soon as I can. Things like that. If you really want to, obviously, there's no obligation. It just helps if you don't get notifications through YouTube by hitting the bell icon, that kind of thing. If you don't get that, then Twitter is the next best thing. As I say, I'm the most active there, so I do recommend to follow that, and that way you can keep in the know. And then I won't do as many vlogs, and then I might actually do some proper videos, which will be on to my next thing, because I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible. So content wise, as I say, you can imagine that I'm pretty busy at the moment, and I've got a new setup. I haven't got my normal webcam, which I will either buy the latest Logitech it's not the C920, it's like the one up from that, and I can't remember the model number, but it's apparently capable of 60 FPS, which I think is pretty cool. So, and since I don't stream at 1080, it doesn't really matter that it doesn't do 60 FPS at 1080p. because I only stream at 720 anyway. So I may consider getting that. Excuse me, to upgrade. And in terms of mics and stuff, now I still have my mic and I absolutely love my mic, but I don't have it actually with me at the moment. So at this moment in time, I'm borrowing my fiance's either headset or his Blue Snowball. The problem with the Blue Snowball and me is that I'm pretty quiet in relation to everything, and we've got the air conditioning on, like pretty much all the time because it's so damn hot and humid. Plus, there's like a big fan that's on at the same time, so there's usually a lot of background noise. I don't know how I'm going to work around that, but we'll I'll do my best to try and make it as little as possible so that you don't have to suffer, because I know it having bad audio quality, and this isn't the best either, but having bad audio quality can turn people off like a stream or a video, so I completely understand that. So in terms of that, you just have to bear with me, unfortunately. In fact, pretty much everything you're going to have to bear with me and be patient, which I appreciate those of you that have subscribed recently, and I know that you haven't really seen much content. And there's again a few reasons, because I'm adjusting to not only like a new life essentially, but I'm also adjusting to a new social life, which I didn't have when I was back in the UK. Like I wasn't going out nearly every day and meeting up with friends, whereas here I am, because my fiance does have a very active social life. So it's adjusting to that, and we're sort of like working together to find like a schedule and a compromise, because he understands that that I'm not used to that, and that I want to still stream and that kind of thing. So we're working something out. And again, that ties into recording videos as well, because we essentially live in what's basically a studio apartment, and so like his computer is just over there, to give you an idea of like the kind of space. I'm not going to give you a tour because that's kind of personal. I mean, but you get the idea. So in terms of like making noise and stuff, I can't expect him to like he will do. He did offer if I ever wanted to record anything, then he'd be like, I can just chill and be quiet for however long you need, which is great. But there's got to be a compromise. I've got to compromise and stuff. So it's just finding the opportunity to be able to record anything without disrupting both of ourselves. I don't want to disrupt his schedule. He works during the day from home, so I can't obviously record any audio, but I could record gameplay. So I'm kind of trying to figure out ways whether to do any sort of like non-commentary like walkthroughs or gameplays. The only problem with that is that one thing I do enjoy about making videos is talking to you and you getting to know me, and how I am, how my day's been, how your day's been, and that kind of thing, that kind of two-way interaction. I know I don't use cam on recordings, but that's I mean, there's many different reasons, because most of the stuff I record, I don't feel the need for it. But also as well, a lot of the time, as you may or may not know from my streams, sometimes I just don't feel like it. And although I like this connection that we have, that's why I tend to leave it for vlogs for a lot of the time. And things like the modern game streams, like Uncharted, Until Dawn, Horizon. Unless I'm streaming directly from my PS4, then I probably will have cam available, just because, again, like I say, I like to have that connection. It's just most of the time I don't feel like being on cam because I'm lazy. And so again, it just all depends really on how I feel. So there's a few different things I've got to work with and try and figure out what I want to do going forward, to as I say, compromise and adjust and to try and fit everything into a nice schedule that doesn't disrupt either of our lives too much, so I can still provide, whatever. I was going to say entertainment, but it's, from the start I've always said I'm not an entertainer. I don't go out of my way to try and entertain, because I just can't. I'm just me, and at the end of the day, it's one of those things where if you like it, then that's great. If you don't, then there's thousands and thousands of other channels, and you're bound to find something that you do enjoy. So I just appreciate you at least looking. Kind of rambling, and I do that a lot as well, for those of you that don't know, hence why the playlist is called Vlogs, Ramblings and Updates, because that's exactly what it is. So yeah, and again, in terms of streams, it's very much the same kind of deal, except for streams are a little bit easier because we tend to do stuff late at night, and that's when it's easier for me to sort of stream and what have you, and I'll stream until whatever hour in the morning it is, US time. And I did the same thing when I was actually in the UK as well, so it'd be it's kind of funny how it hasn't really changed for me in that sense. Like when I always start at silly hours, but I'm going to be more the silly hours for UK time, or rather the decent hours for UK time and silly hours for US. So it's kind of swapped. It'll be interesting to see how that affects the audience, seen as a predominantly US audience. And I know there's a lot of night owls that do watch, but we'll see how it goes. I'll try and figure it out. So yeah, that is pretty much everything. I mean, even after the wedding and stuff, which is so cool, even after that, it's still going to be pretty hectic for me, and I've still got a lot of work to do, because I am in the process of this visa, and there's some steps to take afterwards, more money as well, and it's this process is essentially going to be going for 2 years altogether, really, and then after that, that'll be it, kind of thing. And then I just renew my green card every 10 years, or I apply for citizenship. So either way, it's an ongoing thing. Now let me know in the comments below if you want to know more about my experience with a fiance visa, and what I've personally gone through, and the process how it's been for me, and if you've been through it yourself or of it, you can also let me know in the comments. If you wish to share, of course, your stories, then I would love to hear that, and we can sort of compare, and I can be like, oh yeah, that happened to me, and that kind of stuff. But if not, no worries. But yeah, certainly let me know if you're interested in that, and then I will, I'll try and collate information and exactly what we did step by step as best as possible, so then for anybody that is going through it and they want some advice, then hopefully I can sort of share that. But again, that's another thing. So all I can say is thank you for being so patient with me, and thank you for hanging out and sticking around, and being so understanding. There's a few people, I felt guilty for not being able to support them, both UK and US streamers and content creators, and I've sort of gone to them, I'm like, I'm sorry, I haven't been around that much, I've just been so busy, and I just feel bad. And they're like Geeky, just chill, Aimee, it's okay, you've got a valid reason. But even so, I still can't help but feel a little bit guilty. So yeah, I think that is everything. You see my hat there, so that was actually made out of a napkin because I didn't have anything on me. Anyway, that's another thing. So that is everything that I can update you on. Again, I apologise for rambling, but thank you so much for listening if you're still here, and thank you for understanding. I will be around as much as possible, and I hope to see you awesome chums in the next video or live stream. So you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye!